We have a situation here where the UK is sending an aircraft carrier to China in what they're calling a show of force. You may recall the United States did the same thing, actually made several different moves. One was to sail right up in the strait between China and Taiwan, which they did, which seemed kind of like a provocative move, getting that close. If China was to sail that close to us, they'd be pitching a huge fit, especially with armed aircraft carriers and everything else. So they put out these warnings to the United States, and then the United States decides we're going to roll up in the South China Sea. We're going to do this multiple times in a show of force. Now, when the Philippines did this, they got hammered with these water cannons and everything else, but it shows that China views the United States differently than the Philippines because they did not hit them with water cannons. They did threaten them, saying that they would do this, do that. Generals were saying they should have rammed the U.S. ships and all that stuff out here on the world stage. But with the UK sending this aircraft carrier to this region, it's them stepping up to the plate and saying, we're backing the United States against China through and through. It's showing where they sit, regardless. If a Germany and a France want to side with China and something crazy down the road, or Russia, you can see that the UK is not going to. You can see that certain countries are already falling into place if a big war was to break loose. And there's some wild cards out there. I've mentioned Turkey and the whole thing with Pompeo putting out a map with it divided here recently. There's key areas to pay attention to, and Venezuela is one as well. So I'll continue to monitor the situation in Venezuela, Colombia, and with what's going on here in the South China Sea. But with this move, we'll wait and we'll see how China responds, and then we'll go from there. I'll leave links below. Make sure you're following me on Twitter for more. It's been Dabu7.